Apple, what have you done? At the beginning, like many others, I was in disbelief when Apple announced that it was going to ditch Intel to create their own silicon based on ARM processors. And now that I got one, I can only say bravo. I got the basic model MacBook Air with an 256 SSD and 8GB of RAM. This model counts with 8 CPU cores and 7 GPU cores, but I wasn't really comfortable because I wanted mostly for productivity and video creation. So I wasn't really sure how it will stand against my gaming and editing PC, but it simply blew me away. Let's start by speaking about the design. It's a beautiful case made of a single machine piece of aluminum. The Apple logo on the back doesn't light up like older models and have been replaced by a mirror-like surface that looks great but is a fingerprint magnet. I will recommend that you will use some type of skin or a case with it because the surface of it can scratch really easily. The I/O is barely limited to only 2 USB Type-C, but it seems to be because of the new M1 chip have limited I/O capabilities. It isn't really an issue, and you can find really affordable dongles that can give you everything that you need. The only thing that I wish that they will have included as a content creator is an SD card reader. The Magic Keyboard style switches are a pleasure to use, enough travel and feel that even if you come from an actual mechanical keyboard, you are going to adapt really easily. I personally love the inclusion of Touch ID identification sensor on the power button and the backlight of it when working on dark places. The trackpad is simply amazing and all of the hand gestures feel natural, so much so that I have tried to make them into my old Windows laptop, leaving a disappointed look on my face. It's something that I think I will never be able to live without. If only Apple had included a touchscreen to it, it would be simply perfect. Speaking about the screen, yes, it's small, coming at only 13 inches and the resolution of 2560 by 1600 pixels and 400 nits of brightness. The Retina IPS panel looks simply beautiful, with True Tone technology and the always-on feature that I enjoy to work on the go. But a complaint that I have with the display is that I think that the bezels are a little bit too thick. On the sides of the keyboard you will find the top-firing speakers that for a laptop it sounds great. On another disappointing point, the included webcam is only 720p, and that, for 2021, I really think Apple could have done a better job here. The quality isn't that bad, thanks to the image processing like the one used on the iPhones, but I still think that it's time for an upgrade there. The microphone, on the other hand, sounds really good, picking up the tones of my voice and not too much of the background noises. Because of the M1 chip, we are speaking about a different microarchitecture than x86. We could face problems with lots of apps, games and programs that it will not work because of how the CPU handle and speak to the software. But this was all fixed by the implementation of Rosetta 2. The first time you try to use a program that is written with an x86 instruction, it will prompt you the message of installing Rosetta 2, and after that, you will not even know that it's there. Even if the software that you are running is not natively made for an ARM-based CPU, Apple did an amazing job on the application and the software will run smoothly. The performance is simply amazing, and of course, being the MacBook Air that it doesn't have a fan into it, it will occasionally thermal throttle to keep the components cool. But after lots of hours on it by heavy video editing, I haven't found it to be an issue there. In fact, I can tell you that the workflow of editing 4K footage on the MacBook feels even faster than it will feel on my PC. Scrolling through the timeline, adding multiple effects and color gradings didn't reduce on the performance of it by a bit, and that taking into consideration that my model is the one with only 8GB of RAM. Of course, the biggest change for me was the change that I did from Adobe Premiere Pro to Final Cut Pro, and first because that you only need to buy it once and not on a monthly subscription base, and second because of how optimized it is. I feel that the workflow runs smoothly and even that my export times are lower for heavier footage. So if you are thinking about trying an Apple device exclusively or working on Final Cut Pro, I will totally recommend to do it. The MacBook Air is capable of downloading and use iOS apps like you would on your phone, so games and applications can be easily accessible from the App Store. But on a point here, you have to try to search mostly for apps that aren't heavy in mind with touchscreen capabilities, because even if the trackpad you are able to make some of the function of it, the result is less than perfect. The battery life is great, and doing a mixture of heavy and light work, like for example writing the script for this video, it managed to stay on for more than 14 hours. That can really show you how power efficient this little machine really is. After using it for over a month now, it has become my go-to for creating scripts, video editing and productivity. Gaming? No, this is not a machine to game on. You could run some light games on it, but I will not recommend it for that. I'm really waiting to see what Apple will bring on the table next. But if they go on this path, I'm pretty sure they are going to amass a bigger amount of followers on the future. I love this thing. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If I missed something, leave it in the comments down below, and don't forget when you're going down there to destroy the like button. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. It's free and this will really help me out to bring you guys more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, my friend, and like always, see you on the next time. Bye bye.